This is a Type 61. This is a Japanese Tier 9 medium tank, and the map is Malinovka. So I'm going to get like 4,250 spotting damage. I'm trying to stay as low as possible. I don't want to get spotted on my way out here because I'm not that fast, and my camo is not that great. And I snuck into this bush, and I'm going to sit here and watch all the tanks. I'm going to spot like 9 tanks. I'm going to spot a lot of tanks, and I want to shoot at them so bad. Unfortunately, I can't. All those tanks, look at them. They're just driving out in the open. And you know what? It's going to be way too late by the time they realize that I'm here. They're going to be severely losing before they realize that I must be here. So you can see I am getting spotting damage early in the game. I got 695, and I rotated my vehicle so that they won't be able to see me from out in the distance. But it does make me somewhat vulnerable in the event that someone blind fires the bush, which is going to happen. Fortunately, I'm only going to get one incoming shot. My team's doing a pretty good job. I'm very happy that they're shooting at these tanks. I'm up to 1,600 spotting damage. It's really unusual for a lot of games. You know, obviously you play a lot of games where people just head for the hill and don't pay attention to what's going on. And because I'm really focused on what's going on, in case you have designated target, you want to keep your gun locked on to an enemy tank. This particular vehicle does not have designated target. It has Deadeye. If you are spotting, you want designated target, and if you're firing, you want to use Deadeye. So eventually the Lorraine is going to figure out that I'm in this area, but unfortunately he's going to think that I'm somewhere else. So I'm going to be safe from him. The ELC, he's going to make a couple of runs, but he's not going to last forever. At some point in the game, he will be taken out of the game. And once he's taken out of the game, it really puts the enemy team at a huge disadvantage. There he is. He's out of the game. So he was getting spotted early on. My advice, if you're doing the same thing, don't be this close. Don't be within one sector of this spotting bush. This is a very popular spotting bush. You know, passing through here, he's going to get spotted. I'm up to 2,900 spotting damage. $3,600. Okay, so the STRV fired at me, and I am gonna reposition. I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna assume that he doesn't realize that he hit me because he only fired once, and that's it. So I decided to back up a little bit. You know, I thought, oh, I'm gonna be so much lower. Now I'm hull down, but I'm not really hull down. So the Lorraine is blind firing over here, and unfortunately, he didn't think to fire where I am. So that's going to be the end of the enemy blind firing. And you can blind fire from anywhere. I mean, if you're up here where these tanks are, just because you can't see the tanks here, it's very easy to blind fire this bush from really high. So the Lorraine is retreating. The score is 8-1. We won on the hill. I'm going to advance real soon. I believe that there's two STRVs in the game. So I was finally spotted. And I got hit from that other STRV. I was confused. He had moved over to here, but I just assumed it was the other STRV, which is an STRV S1. They're going to end up being next to each other at the end of the game. Because I wanted to tell my allies that the STRV was gone. So I got confused a little bit by the fact that there were two of them, and I failed to notify the M4190 that the STRV had left. So I'm going to stay low. Unfortunately, he's going to die a little bit too quickly. I'm going to stay low, and I'm going to stay on the right of this hill in front of me. You want to use HE rounds against those vehicles. HE rounds will penetrate. Even if they've got that screen in the front, the HE rounds are going to do a good job. So you see the other STRV is right next to him. And they're getting pummeled, and he's out of the game. They're dropping like flies. So I'm guessing that I missed on that blind firing shot. That might actually be my total damage for the game, is 149, which is sad because I was doing this mission to try and do damage, and I was upset. You know, I wasn't expecting to get this map, and there's a lot of people whose best spotting is done as Prokhorovka. My best spotting is on Malinovka. Oh, look at that. So I missed on my first shot, and that's it. Okay, so that's the game. There's the victor. I got 3,700. Whatever I said at the beginning, it was like 4,256 spotting damage, and I believe I got 149 damage. That's a typical game, spotting. You know, I use the binocs on many of my medium tanks. I don't play with premium rounds, in this case, heat rounds. And I know so little about heat and hash. I've almost never had them or fired them. I just find it something that I really don't use unless it's a ranked battle, so I don't stock them anymore. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments, please post below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch and subscribe to my YouTube channel.